Hey everybody, how you doing? This is your girl, Splendora Styles. With today's Toxicity is for a lesson, not for a lifetime. And today we're talking about becoming unblind. What am I talking about? This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you wake up to yourself, when you realize that you have been sabotaging yourself. Self-sabotage is something I heard of years ago. I think the first year or two, I really didn't understand it, and people were saying, "You're doing it to yourself. You're doing it to yourself," and I was blind to it. I was blind to how I was hurting myself. I was blind to how I was doing myself in. It was easy for me to manifest the situation that I wanted, but what I didn't know was how to handle the situation when it showed up. You know, it's like if you're not educated, no one has taught you. I learned firsthand your prayers can get answered very quickly. But what do you do when the situation shows up? That's why that's where research and development comes in. And sometimes it can hurt you really bad. Self-sabotage is not cool. You know, it's not cool at all. And then, just getting a handle on what it is you like and who you are and who you're not. I say that often because we have been programmed, we have been indoctrinated into being something that most of us are not. You know, we have a certain picture or image of who I'm supposed to be as a black woman or as a black man or white woman or Latino or whatever, right? So that may not actually be who you are. Even as a woman, I'm more egalitarian than I am the traditional wife that just sits at home, does nothing but raise the kids and twiddle my thumbs till the husband gets home. Nope. I had an alpha mom and an alpha dad, and we were not allowed to stay in the bed past sunrise. Okay, whatever time the sun came up, we got up, and we were always working. We were always doing. So it was very hard for me to fall into the role of this docile, quiet female if I wanted to have a relationship. And my mom, at the time that I came along, she was so adamant about being herself because she had been that woman, having 20-something kids. You know what I'm saying? She was that woman that was uneducated, had no rights, didn't have any money. She just had to deal with it until my older siblings, went away to college and got jobs and sent money back to her to help her out. So my mindset is way different than my older siblings' mindset. And it has proven to hurt me because I didn't know how to balance it out. But as I become unblind to who I am, as time went on, as I met wonderful men who helped me to balance myself out, who helped me to see who I am as a woman. My hands hurt. you know, um, you know, I had a lot of wonderful guys in my life to come and say, hey, I like you, but, and they would point out certain things, and sometimes I could get with it, sometimes I couldn't, because of the lack of understanding on both parties of how to explain something, so I got somebody looking at me. Oh, well, anyway, so it's like, it was hard. It was hard for me. But then one day I became unblind. I became unblind to my assets and my liabilities. I became unblind to the wonderful things that I brought to the table. I became unblind to the fact that in some people's lives, I am the table. I'm it. I'm all it. I check all the boxes, and I had to also learn how to balance out what comes out of my mouth. You know, my mom and dad were blatantly honest, like almost to a fault, almost to cruelty, and they didn't understand or they didn't see what was wrong with that. So naturally, my entire family, we are all blatantly honest, and we all have had to learn to soften it up for people because everybody doesn't have our background. Everyone does not have our rearing, our mindset, our paradigm, and it's okay to change. I'm still a strong woman. By no stretch of the imagination am I weak at all anywhere. But I've learned how to be mindful. As my mom and dad used to say, give people their feelings, meaning be mindful of how they feel when you say things, when you do things, and learn how to make them feel good if you can. Now, there are some situations you're not going to be able to sugarcoat it. I'm not a sugarcoater. Even now, in my straightforwardness and even in my somewhat softness, I'm not a sugarcoater at all, you know. Um, but I do use vernacular that let the person that I'm talking to know that I mean business, but also that I care about them and that I love them. And when you become unblind to yourself, it's easier for you to command people to see you as you really are because you're being authentic, you're being open, you're being honest, you're being transparent. There's nothing weak about that. Some people feel like they have to protect themselves from the vultures, and you do, but there's a way to do it, and it's different for everyone. Okay? You don't have to lie about who you are. You don't have to shirk behind the image or facade of who you are, and only the real people know you behind closed doors. No, you don't have, just like this morning, I was, and I hate listening to stuff about murder and death and stuff like that, but this couple, they put on TikTok for the dollars, okay? Money will make you do crazy things. So be mindful of who you are so you won't sell yourself or sell yourself short, okay? But they were on TikTok, and wonderful couple, overachieving, and they were miserable behind closed doors. He killed her, and then he killed himself. And they were the model, the image of what people wanted in a relationship. And people were trying to pattern themselves after this couple, not realizing, neither one, that you have something you need to deal with in order to make it, in order to not hurt yourself. But you're going to be crushed under lies. And that's a true fact. When you're blind to the fact that you can be yourself. And if you can't be yourself, those are the wrong people in your life. I would never want anyone in my life to feel like they would have to put up a facade for me to accept them. You know what I'm saying? And that's why people do a lot of things that they do, just blind to their own goodness and who, yeah, I'm struggling just for a second here. I want to make sure that I say it correctly. People are blind to the goodness of life that they deserve, that they can actually get by being themselves. Okay? By standing up for yourself, by providing for yourself real love, real wealth, real health, And sometimes you can make a deal with the devil unknowingly. You just out there just doing your little TikTok or whatever you're doing on your job or in your life. And then you start getting validation and kudos and accolades. But then that can make you feel like you can't be human. That can make you feel like you can't be real. That's a lot of stress. Lies will kill you. Lies will kill the ones you love. You understand what I'm telling you? So don't be blind to yourself. Don't knock yourself off. Do not get out here. It's okay. It's when I was growing up, they said you fake it till you make it, right? Fake it till you make it means, okay, you faking it, but you're learning while you faking it. You know what I'm saying? When you make it, that's when you have to continue to learn, continue to hone your craft, hone who you are, because you are, when you faking it till you make it, is you see yourself as this person, as this entity, as this job, as whatever, but when you make it or while you faking it, you have to become it. It's just called transformation. But a lot of people don't understand the definition of fake it till you make it, so they're just faking it. They done made it and they keep faking it. And after a while, the real you, the authentic you, the you that is hiding wants to be presented. And if you do not allow yourself to be yourself, you will throw a tantrum. you will hurt the very thing that you're building. That's where the self-sabotage comes in. You're building a facade. It's not imposter syndrome, okay? It's your authentic self knowing it's real and it's trying to get out. It's trying to express itself. It's a deeper spiritual lesson that I don't have time to teach right now. But when your spirit, your consciousness is not satisfied with what you are doing, it will get in the way. It will mess it up. Like a little kid, and I was like, now what? I'd mess it up for you. Now, let's do it the right way. And if you don't have the balls to be yourself, you will go at it again the wrong way. And mess up and keep messing up and keep messing up and keep messing up. Honesty is the best policy. Be honest with yourself. Be unblind to yourself. Be unblind to your dreams. Be unblind to your goals and what you bring to the table. Be good to yourself. Okay? I gotta go. I love you guys more than words can ever express. Bye now.